Hey, this is Charlie, and I just want to tell you why I do gig work. I started off all my life working in pretty much retail, but mainly auto parts stores. And I got pretty decent at it. All the way up to when my dad passed away in 2015. I got my associate's degree and stuff like that. Honestly, that's good, but in a way, a waste of money, a waste of time. I got student loans now that I used the student loans. This is another place where I messed up financially. I used the student loans to survive during the time I was trying to take care of my dad. And I used grants to pay for the school. So, I could go from loan to loan and be able to live and work a part-time job and take my dad back and forth to the hospital. But now I got these student loans that I can't even pay for. And I need to be paying on them because they just build interest after interest. And the interest is outrageous on them. But long story short, I got all that, about $56,000 worth of debt right there. And so I go to work at a place in Arkansas.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto County Line Road, Pleasant Hill Road.
That's my GPS because I do gig work. But anyway, I ain't gonna say no names of the warehouse. But it was one of the worst experiences in my life. And I ended up towards the end having a good supervisor that wasn't.
Turn right onto County Line Road, Pleasant Hill Road.
Had to do enough to keep. I don't want to go into all them details because me and the supervisor become pretty good friends. And anyways,
continue for 1.5 miles.
I don't want to mess nothing up. Hold on one second. All right, I'm back. But what I was saying is I don't want to mess nothing up and say anything that would ever jeopardize any of friendships or anybody's jobs but anything. Anyway, the job was hocus pocus because it always seemed to play more in favor of the people of the small town. It was almost like a fire down below, Steven Seagal type thing. But I wasn't the one to go in and tear up the town to try to straighten things up. I did for a little bit, and I'd say some stuff in the meetings that would almost get me fired. And that's where I came up. I didn't come up with a name, and another guy that I work with come up with the name CMB. That's what he called me. And some others called me that too, and it was more or less along the lines Charlie, and the M stood for a cuss word, Mother Bumgardner. That's my last name, Bumgardner. So it was Charlie M. Bumgardner. I don't want to say the word. I don't like to curse like that. But it gave me a persona around there, and after that I wasn't really doing much moving up because who wants to let somebody move up that everybody would talk to about the problems around there and stuff like that. But a friend of mine had led me into the DoorDash gig work. Well, after I had surgery, I started doing it a little bit and realized I could make a living off of it. Hold on one second, I gotta check my GPS. Anyways, back to what I was saying is I just dropped off a delivery. Hold on one second. All right, I'm back. I got another order. It's starting to turn into a busy morning. But what I was saying was, make sure I accept that order. Man, I'm back again. Okay, so what I was saying is that, long story short, surgery left me kind of messed up, and then I realized that I could do the gig work. That'd be perfect for what I've been trying to do. I'm a minister.
200 feet, turn right onto East Azalea Drive.
So that's why I chose this. It's such a good option. Not only that, the freedom that it gives. There's so many things in life that you want to
Take the next right onto East Azalea Drive.
all of a sudden you say, well, I can't do that because I got to work. Or you make plans to do something, and then all of a sudden this was one of the
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Arkansas 111 North, South Alexander Road.
worst thing about the place that I was working at. Make a plan and then all of a sudden, oh, we got mandatory overtime. You can't do that. You can't take off for that. And but then you look at other people's buddies and stuff like, oh, it's the boss's buddy. He can go do that because he goes and drinks and plays golf with the boss and stuff like. He can do stuff like that. So that's why I chose gig work. Not only that, it's so much less
Turn right onto Arkansas 111 North, South Alexander Road.
out here on the road. If I do something wrong at a customer's place, and I've messed up a few times, not really thinking about something that I've done and do something. At least
Continue for 3 miles.